The first four led off by Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam. Fascinating story, this Vietnamese gymnast. She's 27 years old, from Ho Chi Minh City. This is her World Challenge Cup debut, but she had silver on vault at last year's Asian Championships and was 10th on vault at the World Championships. She is proof that you can flourish in gymnastics in your 20s and that you don't have to be a teen star in order to have great success on the international stage later on. Starting off on pommel horse, the gymnasts from Georgia, Bulgaria, Kazakhstan, and Croatia. Pay special attention to Mateo Zugec of Croatia. The 24-year-old is the reigning Mediterranean Games pommel horse champion, the first Croatian gymnast to achieve that feat. And he's been looking terrific in training lately. There is also performing a second Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria, who is 9th, just outside making the cut for the final at the Varna World Challenge Cup 2 weeks ago. And he's been here before. He was 10th in Tashkent last year. This is the warm-up of Dias Toishibek of Kazakhstan. Toishibek, the top qualifier. And there is the warm-up of Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu. Her first vault is what could potentially propel her onto the podium. Fantastic Sukahara double twist. The vault with the highest difficulty tariff in this competition. Second in qualification was this gymnast, Pranati Nayak of India, the Olympian from Tokyo. Here now, Mateo Zugec of Croatia. Always such stunning lines on this apparatus. Really calm swing, great extension. Lots to like about the work of this young gymnast. The width between the two pommels on pommel horse can be adjusted slightly. Every gymnast likes the equipment prepared just so. And that's why we see these minor adjustments being made between the routines sometimes.
So ladies and gentlemen, a warm-up time for men's pommel.
Here's the warm-up of Shahina Bono Yusufova. Vault, very much her apparatus. She won the bronze medal here on vault last year.
Let's welcome Georgia.
We go straight into the routine of Levan Shehiladze of Georgia, the third strongest in qualification. And unfortunately for him, the unintentional dismount comes midway through. Shehiladze is somebody who has quite consistently been in the top 12 or so at World Cup and World Challenge Cup events for the past few years. And he is somebody whose star is ascending, because it used to be that he was around 12th place. And now, more and more, he is pushing up and competing with the very best in finals. It's not to be today for him, although perhaps it's a bit premature to say that because this is pommel horse and anything is possible. The second half was super clean. A real display of his potential despite the fall.
First finalist on vault.
A disappointment, though, for Levan Shehiladze, who scored 13.7 in qualification. Now, to one of the great developing stories in women's vault competition. Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu has a fantastic opening vault. And there it is, the double twisting Sukahara. Her chest is a little low on landing. She's a little piked in the air. But the difficulty tariff on this vault is higher, much higher than anything else we are likely to see in this competition. That has a value of 5.2.
And his qualification score, as you see in
And
the press,
even though there are a few form things, notably the crossed ankles in the air, she gets it around and finishes it well. That's a very positive start for Nguyen. 27 years old now. And really somebody who is just beginning to rise in gymnastics. She made her world championship debut in Indonesia last autumn, and she finished 10th on vault there. She nearly made the final. She is doing gymnastics to the fullest of her abilities, reaching heights that she never has before. And with her, when we talk about her medal chances, this is really the story of two vaults. The first is exceptionally good, but the second one in qualification, she only had a difficulty score of 3.8. So she's really up in difficulty with her first exercise, but she drops quite significantly with the second. She will need a very good execution score in order to have something that will challenge in her average. But let's see what she's capable of. We know she's capable of a lot. And I dare say that that was better than it was in the qualification. Handspring front pike half. She actually opts to do the half twist after the first somersault. Many gymnasts finish the pike before doing the half twist at the very end. And just a small step backwards on the landing. She can be very proud of herself for those two vaults. Over now to Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria, 5th strongest in qualification. Very nice sewn element, swinging all the way around the pommel on one arm. He's somebody who has very good clearance over the horse, and that means that his hip height over the apparatus is quite good. He's got to try not to let his hips drop down and avoid brushing the horse. He does a very nice job. That was a solid display from Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria. His top finish on pommel horse was 4th in Varna last year.
Let's welcome next.
There's a lot of excitement around this young gymnast, and great congratulations for that routine. Well deserved by Radkov. Representing India, here now is Pranati Nayak. She showed 2 vaults of 4.4 difficulty in qualification. We might see her do something more difficult, and we do. That was very nice. And we will see what the judges decide to give that vault in terms of difficulty. It's a handspring front pike with a full twist, really well landed, good height, good distance, some slight bending of the legs, which will be noted by the execution judges, but it's a lot to get done in one piece of air. She masters it very well. The score for Rayan Radkov, 13.9. Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria goes into the lead. Second vault coming up for Pranati Nayak of India. Nayak, a medalist on this event at the Asian Championships. She's also had the honor of competing at 3 Commonwealth Games. And she may not be done yet. The Commonwealth Games coming to Glasgow this summer. And the score for her first vault, 12.95. And that's a significant improvement over her first vault in the qualification, where she stepped over the tram lines and took a 3/10 penalty for going out of bounds, as it were. She's got a second vault of comparable difficulty. Let's see what she opts to do today. Sukahara with a full twist. Once again, doesn't take a penalty for going out of bounds, keeps it well in line.
13.9, that's a score of Radko from Bulgaria for his pommel horse routine. And let's welcome next athlete, Tias Toshbek, Kazakhstan.
She's shown us such consistent vaulting for so many years now. Over to the pommel horse and the top qualifier, Dias Toyshibek of Kazakhstan. Good beginning with the scissors. Oh, he's in a little bit of trouble, but he does well to maintain his balance and not stop the routine. He needed to be aggressive there, and he was. And once again, you see just a bit of juddering of the body, but this is experience. The way that he handles a problem without breaking his rhythm, and he does it twice in the exercise.
13.025.
The total for Pranati Nayak of India, 13.025. To a young competitor from Riga, Anastasia Ananieva is 19 years old. She trains at the Riga Gymnastics School. She made her European Championships debut 3 years ago. Handspring front pike half, a very clean first effort by Ananieva. Ananieva, the 8th strongest qualifier on vault. Very nice technique on this jump. Plenty of height and rotation. And the score for Dias Toyshibek, 13.65. And he is down quite a bit from qualification. We saw why, those 2 errors in the exercise, but the victory for him will come in not have coming off the horse, not having come off the horse during the routine. The first vault for Anastasia Ananieva carries in 12.65. Vault 2 imminent for Ananieva. Round off entry, and it's just a Yurchenko tuck. A rather elementary vault at this level, but it was enough to get her into the final. And this is her first World Challenge Cup final in 3 years. It doesn't have a great block or lift off of the table after the round off entry, but it is enough to get her a clean, solid landing. Now to the second strongest in qualification, Mateo Zhugets of Croatia, the reigning Mediterranean Games pommel horse champion, with a chance at the gold here today. Scissor mount. His work is so elegant that each simple circle seems to take about a minute. Time suspended when you watch him on pommel horse. Beautiful traveling Wendeschwings, and then the Wendeschwings at the end of the horse. He's working his way through this very well. It's a confident display. Right up through the pirouetting handstand and down. That was phenomenal from Mateo Jugetz of Croatia, and he knows it.
And his final performance on pommel horse. And we see total score of Anastasia Ananjeva from Latvia, 12.25.
The score for Anastasia Ananjeva
Let's welcome next finalist, Shahina Yusufova, Uzbekistan.
was 11.45 for her second vault. And so that puts her into third place at the moment. But here we have someone who could better that. Shahina Yusufova of Uzbekistan. Here she goes. Solid full twisting Yurchenko by Yusufova. The 18-year-old from the Fergana region, which is in far eastern Uzbekistan, the center of one of the ancient cultures of this nation. And she is one of the gymnasts at the center of the modern effort for great things on the World Cup and World Challenge Cup level. She won the bronze medal here last year and was in the top 25 on vault at the World Championships in Jakarta. She was also 6th at the last Asian Championships. So very promising results for Yusufova and for Uzbekistan, particularly on this apparatus. It is, of course, an apparatus where Uzbek gymnasts have distinguished themselves. More on that in a little bit. And the score for her first vault, 12.85 for Shahina Yusufova. Second vault, very powerful handspring front pike half, good pop off the table, giving her plenty of time to get the rotation and the half twist around. The score for Mateo Jugetz, 13.55. That moves him into third place currently. We have Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria leading the way. We have another look as well at the second vault of Shahina Yusufova of Uzbekistan. Now the next four will take their warm-ups. We'll see Georgia's Ani Gobadze, Mila Perpic of Croatia, the timeless Oksana Chusovitna of Uzbekistan, and closing things out, Pratista Samanta, the second Indian competitor in this final. There, of course, is the incomparable Oksana Chusovitna, 50 years old, the 8-time Olympian, trying to make it to what would be her 9th games in Los Angeles.
Let's make some noise.
Here are the second four on pommel horse. We will begin with Ahmad Habib of Jordan, the 5th strongest in qualification. You are looking at Mansour Ramatov of Uzbekistan, who was 4th. And then we will have Demdindorj Etushan of Mongolia, followed by Florian Olmanst, a very promising young competitor from Belgium. Great chances for India to make the podium in this vault competition. Here is 22-year-old Pratista Samanta. The leader at the moment is the gymnast who vaulted first. Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam has 13.375 as her average. Pranati Nayak of India currently in second place. The excellent double twisting Yurchenko that we saw from Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu scored 13.65. That's the highest number we've seen by some way, as we have a look at Annie Gobadze of Georgia, who's completing her warm-up. Here's Florian Olmans of Belgium. Just 6 months ago, he was competing at the Junior World Championships in Manila. He has now made the bridge to Senior World Competition. Welcome to him.
Magnificent routines demonstrated by athletes. First final day. So, ladies and gentlemen, warm-up time for pommel horse has come to an end.
Representing Jordan now, Ahmad Habib, the 23-year-old from the blue city of Zarqa, which is the second most populous city in Jordan after Amman.
With the next 4 athletes.
And this is a big moment for Habib. This is his first World Challenge Cup since 2024. And on the World Cup circuit, which is a bit different from this series of competitions, he finished in the top 25 in the opener in Cottbus earlier this year. Congratulations have been pouring in from him, from Jordanians, for making this final. They are very excited about gymnastics in his nation and about his potential. So far, this has been very good from Ahmad Habib. He does some very intricate work, actually turning his body and avoiding touching the pommels. It's where he gets some of his difficulty. Pirouetting dismount, that was quality by Ahmad Habib of Jordan.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to welcome
His score in qualification, 13.4. That put him 5th. We will see what he's able to do. Leading the way, Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria with 13.9. Lots of confidence in the midsection of that routine. We turn now to Georgia and Annie Gobadze, the 19-year-old from Batumi, in only her second World Challenge Cup and in the vault final. Oh, and that's a shame for Gobadze. Just a bit over-rotated, and that resulting in the fall. And obviously she judged that the safest thing to do was just to let herself fall because she was going so backward right there. The chest position not quite right, really just throwing her back downwards into the mat. One of the interesting things about her competitive record is she's been to a number of World Cup events, but she's never competed on vault at them. So this is a totally new experience for her. She's also been to the European Championships twice and didn't compete on vault there either time. So good on her for adding to her repertoire. The score for Ahmad Habib, 13.35, comparable to what we saw from him in the qualification. So he's been very consistent, but he is off the podium as a result. For Annie Gobadze, 11.25 for her first effort on vault here. Second vault now for Ani Gobadze of Georgia. And this has a backward entry. It's a Yurchenko full. She'll have a slight penalty for putting her left foot outside of the white line. But this was much better from Gobadze.
We continue, ladies and gentlemen, and let's welcome Mansour.
She will also profit from a 2/10 bonus for doing vaults in different directions. To Mansour Ramatov of Uzbekistan, a 19-year-old who grew up near Samarkand. He is making his World Challenge Cup debut at this competition, so congratulations to him already for just getting into this final. And now he can just let loose and show what he is able to do. And so far, that's what he's doing. Very focused in his exercise and not giving away much in execution, I've got to say either. That was terrific from Mansour Ramatov.
That was Mansour Ramatov from Uzbekistan.
Now, he had 13.5 in qualification. Has he potentially done a bit better here?
From Georgia for her final vault, and here we see 11.85.
He is another gymnast as well who has just made the jump up to the senior level. Meanwhile, the total for Ani Gobadze, 11.85.
We are ready
to Mila Prpic of Croatia, the third strongest in qualification. Her first vault is her harder one. I believe this will be a Yurchenko full. Indeed it is, and it's a very good one. Very clean in the air, just the smallest step back on the landing. This is not her first time in a major vault final at the World Cup in Baku earlier this year. She finished 5th on this apparatus. And she was close to making the final at the Cottbus World Cup as well. So she got 12.9 for that Yurchenko full in qualification. The difficulty score on this second vault is going to drop a bit. She showed 3.6 difficulty the other day. Meanwhile, Mansour Ramatov of Uzbekistan has gone into second place, and well deserved for that exercise. And it's 13.0 for Mila Prpic for her first vault. So she has gained a 10th. Might she do the same on vault number 2? Let's find out. She is also in line to benefit from the 0.2 of a point that are up for grabs for doing vaults that fly in different directions off the table. So we're expecting something forward here. And indeed, just a clean, simple handspring front tuck, but well performed. The difficulty certainly not as high as the Yurchenko full, but she should get a very decent execution score. In the air, it's really good. The landing was well controlled also. Another big moment here for Dendendorj Etushan of Mongolia. Already a bronze medalist today on floor, and he has what he needs to do something to get him into the medals on this apparatus as well. 7th in the qualification, but with room to grow. Here he goes. Good sewn element that we saw earlier on from another competitor. Very clean and calm in all of his one pommel work. There's a one Wendeschwing. And then here's traveling Wendeschwings. The legs do come apart, but he doesn't lose his balance. And that is such a difficult feat on pommel horse. Little slow into the dismount, and that is going to be a problem because the body actually has to cross the pommel horse before the dismount can be counted. So we'll see if he doesn't get up and do that again as the score comes in for Miliperpic. To the woman, the myth, the legend, Oksana Chusevitna of Uzbekistan is back. This is the competition that she has been aiming for, and she was terrific in qualification. First place 2 days ago on vault. Can she do it again here the way she has so many times before? Interesting. Sukahara with a full twist, and that is a bit ginger of a stride, really moving gingerly as she comes off. It's good in the air, but the landing is not quite what she wants, which is why there is the large step to the side. And she does seem to be grimacing a bit. Chusevitna is looking forward to her 51st birthday, which will be next month. She celebrated her 50th at the first World Challenge Cup in Tashkent last year. Remarkable moment for a remarkable gymnast. Meanwhile, the score for Dendendorj, 12.2. That would be due to the difficulties that he had with the dismount, not completing it, and I believe getting up and performing it again after the first one was just not quite the way that he wanted it, not quite the way the judges would consider it to be an actual dismount. The score for Oksana Chusevitna, 12.85 for her first vault, and a 1/10 of a point penalty for that large step to the side and out of bounds. Handspring entry, handspring front pike half. That was Oksana Chusevitna doing things the way that she knows how to do. But clearly there is something wrong with her right leg, it looks like. It's just vintage Chusevitna. But you see her sort of signaling that perhaps not all is well on that. We do wish her all of the best. Now, representing Belgium here is Florian Olmans. His first year as a senior competitor, and already a World Challenge Cup final for him. Very good open technique on his Wendeschwings, and a very nice pirouetting dismount that covers the length of the pommel horse.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Well done, Florian Olmans. And the score for Oksana Chusovitina, 12.925, and fourth place today on vault.
So,
Fourth place prospectively, I should say, because we have one competitor to go. Here, representing India, the 22-year-old Pratista Samanta. Samanta with an opportunity to get onto the podium here. She was fifth in qualification. And two good vaults could propel her into the top three. Sukahara with a full twist. She will lose a bit for the landing, that sort of bounce step back. Let's have another look at it in the air as well. Her feet are a bit flexed. There is some leg form, some bent knees that go on as well. Meanwhile, Florian Olmans receives 13.5 on pommel horse. That puts him into fifth place. Leading the way on vault right now, Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam, Prananti Nayak in second place, Shahina Bonu Yusufova of Uzbekistan in the prospective bronze medal position. And for Pratista Samanta, 12.75 is the number that she earns for vault 1. On this second vault, she gave away a 1/10 penalty in qualification. That will be for going out of bounds with 1 foot. She's a national champion in her country. The Indian Championships just took place 2 weeks ago. A good setup for her for this meet. Here we go with vault 2. Handspring front pike half, very well delivered by Pratista Samanta.
And a UEC score of Florian Olmans from Belgium, 13.5.
Execution-wise, that might have been better than her first vault. And that was the way that it went in qualification as well. This has a lower difficulty tariff than what we saw from her with the first vault, but really good height. And lots of time to spot the landing and really go for a good one. We will await confirmation of the standings. And here we go. In the men's pommel horse final, Dias Toyshabek of Kazakhstan taking the bronze. Mansur Ramatov with that excellent routine earns silver for Uzbekistan, but the gold medal is reserved for Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria. What a fabulous result for Rayan Radkov. Ninth in Varna 2 weeks ago, but first in Tashkent today. His best ever finish was fourth, and that in Varna a year ago. So we have a career high for Radkov.
We have an award ceremony.
And we have a Vietnamese gymnast atop the podium in women's vault. Pranati Nayak of India taking the bronze, and Mila Prepic of Croatia in silver, and the gold to Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam.
World finals, third place and bronze medalist, Shahina Bonu Yusufova, Uzbekistan.
The bronze medal awarded to Shahina Bonu Yusufova of Uzbekistan.
India.
Silver to Pranati Nayak of India. That is certainly Pranati Nayak of India. And unforgettably, the gold to Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam. brilliant result for Pranati Nayak. And she is just getting started. Proof that even if you begin late, you can come into your own at any age. It's a new page in vaulting history for Vietnam, written by Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu. Congratulations to her, as well as to Pranati Nayak of India and Shahina Bonu Yusufova of Uzbekistan, the silver and bronze medalists on vault here today. And for Nguyen, just an incredible story, from being the silver medalist on vault at last year's Asian Championships to taking gold in this, her World Challenge Cup debut. And off goes a delighted Pranati Nayak as well. Her work here is done. For Shahina Bonu Yusufova, it is a bronze medal to complement the bronze that she won a year ago at this event.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with the next award ceremony, and let's welcome the medalists.
It is now time for the medal ceremony in the pommel horse competition at this World Challenge Cup in Tashkent. The man in the middle is your champion, Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria.
Award ceremony for men's pommel horse final. Third place and bronze medalist, Tia Stoishebek, Kazakhstan.
The top qualifier lands on the podium today in bronze.
Silver medal winner, Mansour Ahmadov, Uzbekistan.
And welcome to the senior ranks, Mansour Ramatov. You have earned this silver medal. Just 2 weeks ago, Rayan Radkov finished just outside the cut for making the pommel horse final in Varna. Today, in Tashkent, he stands over them all. A career best for Radkov, who has never been on the podium at a World Cup or World Challenge Cup event. He said he was very pleased with his routine in Varna, but felt there was a lot of work still to be done. We can only imagine the sensation of winning gold here.
The national anthem of Bulgaria.
The national anthem of Bulgaria played in honor of Rayan Radkov and his gold medal winning performance on pommel horse.
That was magnificent. First words ceremony of